Beefmaster calves that we've marketed so far appear to outperform our straight-bred calves about 75 to 100 pounds, which is about every 8th calf you're getting an extra calf after every 8 calves. So we've been real pleased with that too on the steer calves that we go to town with.
I kind of feel like in my own heart that no breed has it all cornered. You know, there's good Simmentals, there's good Angus, there's good Beefmasters. I feel like you can't overdo any one breed. And I feel like with a Beefmaster, I don't care what you put it on, you're just going to help it. You know, there's no downside to using a Beefmaster.
Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minnick. If you're a commercial cattleman, you simply cannot afford not to be crossbreeding. The benefits of a crossbred cow to any commercial herd are undeniable and highly documented. Beefmasters are the most important part to any crossbreeding program because of the powerful impact they have on maternal efficiency. If your cow herd is predominantly Angus, Brangus, or any other breed, using Beefmaster bulls on these cows will create superior crossbred females to capitalize on maternal heterosis. Today we're going to visit with cattlemen who are excelling with their commercial herds because they are crossbreeding with Beefmaster cattle. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to The American Rancher. The demand for Beefmaster cattle has increased over the years because Beefmasters have the optimum traits needed to excel in maternal efficiency. These cattle produce extremely fertile, functional, and docile females that the beef industry needs to rebuild America's cow herds, while also producing profitable and efficient feeder calves that deliver results in today's marketplace.
Beginning in the early 1930s, Tom Lassiter, the breed's founder, developed Beefmasters from a systematic crossing of Hereford, Shorthorn, and cattle that were the foundation of the American Brahman. His purpose was to develop cattle that were more productive than existing breeds, cattle that would produce and make money during economically hard times in the harsh environment of South Texas. The breed was developed on what has become known as the 6 essentials: weight, conformation, milk production, fertility, hardiness, and disposition. These essentials became the economic strength of Beefmasters and have made them favorites with those who depend on cattle for a living. Beefmasters are the only beef breed specifically developed to excel in these important economic traits.
Even though the Beefmaster breed was developed for the brush country of South Texas, this breed of cattle excels in all climates and is efficient in numerous environmental conditions. This hardy breed has rapidly expanded into the Midwest and central regions of the U.S., and Beefmasters are found on ranches as far west as California and as far north as Wisconsin. Beefmasters excel in maternal efficiency no matter the climate. It is not new news that Missouri, Oklahoma, and several other states in the central region are highly concentrated with black-hided cattle. We visited with several commercial cattlemen in these areas that are demanding more performance from their cattle. Thankfully, their demand for increased performance has been met through crossbreeding with Beefmasters. Numerous cattlemen in Oklahoma and Missouri say that crossbreeding with Beefmasters adds maternal efficiency to their replacement females and increases tolerance to the toxic fescue grass found in the region. One of these Missouri cattlemen is Roger Gurley.
I've used about every breed of cattle there is: Simbraw, Santa Gertrudis, Beefmaster, Red Angus, Gelby, Simmental. And I just love the short hair that the Brahma influence puts on an animal. And I like, of all the eared breeds, I think Beefmaster has the best disposition. I kind of feel like in my own heart that no breed has it all cornered. You know, there's good Simmentals, there's good Angus, there's good Beefmasters, but I feel like you can't overdo any one breed. And I feel like with a Beefmaster, I don't care what you put it on, you're just going to help it. You know, there's no downside to using a Beefmaster.
Roger is not the only one that loves using Beefmasters on his commercial cow herd. We visited with several more cattlemen who use Beefmasters on their commercial herds. The added efficiency, as well as heat tolerance, docility, and increased weaning weights are some of the reasons why they started using Beefmasters and why they continue to use Beefmasters in their crossbreeding programs.
Well, I started using the Beefmaster cattle because more or less the heat tolerance is the most thing I need, because I don't have much shade on a lot of my pastures that I got, and I just wanted a slicker hided cow that, you know, that would take the heat better. So that's the main reason I started. And then we raised them back in the 80s, and you know, our calves was always 50 to 75 pounds bigger than, you know, our balancer-based calves. So that's another reason we went to them, just to kind of get a little more weight on, because we sell everything, you know, through the market. We don't retain nothing back.
I used Beefmaster cattle because I just wanted them to something easier to calve, and the eye appeal, and easier to calve, and a little more heat tolerant, and not such a large animal as what the Charolais were. Run a few more head on the same acres. The Beefmasters seem to be more heat tolerant and don't go to the ponds to stand. The fescue, the toxicity in the fescue, the endophyte, has a tendency to raise the blood temperature, and the cattle, we have trouble with them going to the ponds and the creeks. So it seems like the Beefmasters are more tolerant of that.
I'm a veterinarian, and we've raised cattle pretty much all of my life. I grew up on a farm in Perkins, Oklahoma. Now we have a predominantly black Angus herd of cows, and we decided to try some Beefmaster bulls on those. Mainly the reason we started with Beefmasters was because we were looking for the hybrid vigor and just the extra weight of gain. We sell most of our calves across the scales for beef. Last year's calf crop that we kind of measured, the Beefmaster cross calves weighed out approximately 75 to 100 pounds heavier than the straight bred calves did. I've had really good luck with the calves I've raised, with their docility and the uniformness in the calf crop that we got. They've all nursed, got up and thrived, done well with very little assistance. You know, the Beefmaster calves that we've marketed so far appear to outperform our straight bred calves about 75 to 100 pounds, which is about every 8th calf you're getting an extra calf after every 8 calves. So we've been real pleased with that too on the steer calves that we go to town with.
Skylar Moore co-owns and operates Joplin Regional Stockyards in Missouri and markets cattle for a living. Over the years, he has seen more and more of his customers buy Beefmaster and Beefmaster cross cattle because of their impressive feed conversion rates, excellent performance on the rail, and the outstanding durability of Beefmaster cows.
One thing about right here where we're at, if you get a shovel and dig down about 3 inches, you're going to hit some rocks. You know, we got a lot of hills, we got a lot of rocks, we got a lot of toxic fescue. You know, and if you talk about durability as far as a motherhood standpoint goes, you know, I think a lot of them guys converted over to Beefmaster crossing their cows just because of the durability of them. You know, them cows last a long time. It's a tough environment, but you know, they can walk them hills. You know, they can handle the hot summertime with that fescue, and when you get done and you know they're still going to raise you a big calf. So I think as far as the commercial side of it here, you know, you go back to the motherly side of it, and these cows, you know, they make really good moms. We buy and turn a lot of cattle out. You know, and as far as it goes, you know, if they got a little Beefmaster in them, to me, I'll give close to the same I will for a black one, just because of what I just talked about. You know, it's hot, they can handle the fescue, they're tough, and you know, when you send them on the feedlot, you know, it's when you get them hung up, you know, them cattle perform right along with some of these other breeds. If you know, they'll grade along up there 80% choice. I mean, they'll grade right along with the others. The Beefmasters have made tons of progress. You know, you could really see it the last 10 or 12 years. Used to, you know, you'd see, if you hear Beefmaster, you thought tall, lanky, you know, hard to get them to put weight on. You know, that's just a thought that you had 15 years ago. Well, you know, you see these Beefmasters now, you know, they're way more typier. You know, they bred a lot of genetics into them. So as far as, you know, conversion on feed, how they feed, you know, I've seen a major difference in the Beefmasters today than they had been 15 years ago.
Roaring Springs Ranch, headquartered in the high desert of southeastern Oregon, covers 1.5 million acres and is in the business to sell boxed beef through the Country Natural Beef program. So the ranch relies on Beefmaster cattle to provide a solid, well-rounded beef product all the way from the pasture to the plate. Stacy Davies has managed Roaring Springs Ranch for the past 19 years, and he is a progressive leader in the beef industry. He relies heavily on the Beefmaster female to raise a calf year after year in the vast and harsh landscape of the high desert.
The unique part of the high desert region of the United States is the big, wide open spaces. Grass plants are fairly far apart, and a cow's really got to be able to cover country to make a living in this part of the world. As you can see from this view, this ranch is big. It's big country, and we need cows that'll travel. Our cows graze year-round on native bunchgrass plants. Very limited to no hay or outside feed brought in. We use salt occasionally. We use a little protein supplement occasionally, but not a considerable amount of any supplemental feed. The Beefmaster really benefits our breeding program because it does that. It gives us cows that, number one, will get pregnant, number two, will have a live calf, and then raise that calf to a weaning weight that we can work with and make a yearling out of. One thing that's really important is good feet and legs. This country's pretty rocky, and if cattle don't have good feet and legs, they don't survive. And if they don't do well enough to breed and raise a calf, then they get shipped off. And we need cows that'll really thrive, not just survive.
It is easy to see that crossbreeding with Beefmasters works for commercial cattlemen from all over the United States. Simply put, Beefmaster crossbred calves on the average are better performers than their straight-bred parents. Crossbred calves are more vigorous at birth and faster growing and will perform better for almost every trait, ultimately making you more money. But it gets even better. Crossbred cows improve calving rates, calf survivability, more calves born and weaned, more pounds of calf, and more calves produced over the cow's lifetime. With good management, the maternal heterosis found in Beefmaster cattle will make a rancher more money than anything else he can do. There's more to come. Stay with us. Welcome back to The American Rancher. The driving factor for hybrid vigor in crossbreeding is retained heterosis. Because of the unique genetic content of Beefmasters, 63% of the possible heterosis is retained. This is significant because most American breeds retain 47% heterosis. Beefmaster bulls will pass along that 16% increase in heterosis in the form of more pounds of calf weaned and more productive females in almost every trait. That equates to more dollars from every cow sired by Beefmaster bulls.
Hybrid vigor, right there's your number one hybrid vigor right there, a Beefmaster, because they've already got the 3 breeds, you know, so there you're going to get your hybrid vigor in one shot.
In past years, we've seen a lot of black cows crossed on Hereford bulls to get that hybrid vigor. With Beefmasters, you also get that hybrid vigor, but you also get a little bit of the Bramery influence that gives them some size and scale that we've been really pleased with.
We need mother cows that survive on range and give us a calf every year. We want feedlot gains that are 3 1/4 to 3 1/2 pounds a day on a natural ration. No ionophores, no antibiotics, no implants. We need carcasses that are low choice, yield grade 2 1/2 to 3 with a 750 to 800 pound carcass weight. We really like the Beefmaster breed because it brings Bos indicus influence into the breeding mix, into the program, to give us that additional benefit of heterosis from Bos taurus and Bos indicus cross. The calves out of these Beefmaster cross females, we see a real boost just from the heterosis aspect of it. Good, healthy, strong weaners in the fall is really important. By crossbreeding, gaining the heterosis effect and breeds that complement one another well, we have a finished product the consumer loves, efficient production system throughout the life of the animal, and mama cows that work well on the ranch. At the feedlot level, we could have cattle gaining 4 1/2 pounds a day. We could also have cattle gaining 2 1/2 pounds a day. We're after 3 1/4. We wanted to convert 6 pounds of feed to 1 pound of gain. We can do that and still have cows that work well and still produce meat that's of a high quality for the consumer.
The maternal heterosis that Davies refers to adds more to the bottom line than any other single management practice a commercial cattleman can perform. Calf survivability is higher, newborns are more vigorous, have stronger immune systems, and also capture growth advantages. His impressive operation utilizes the Beefmaster breed for the proven heterosis advantage that it offers his breeding program. Davies attributes this heterosis advantage for his good and heavy weaning weights. John McCarthy of Dade City, Florida, has been a long-time commercial cattleman that uses Beefmaster bulls on his commercial herd to produce superior females.
The key to our operation is the Beefmaster female. She's kind of the cow that we turn to for our production. She's kind of the mainstay of our operation. The key is the Beefmaster female. They bring more money. They put more dollars in my pocket, and that's what counts for me. If you're gonna stay in the beef business, they gotta produce. And they gotta have you one every 365 days. Or she needs to go to McDonald's.
All over the country, from California to Kansas and Missouri to Florida, Beefmaster influenced feeder calves are appreciated for efficiency of gain, fewer days on feed, and industry acceptable quality and cutability with high dressing percentages. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to The American Rancher. The unquestioned longevity, fertility, and docility of Beefmaster cattle, teamed with generations of range-proven hardiness, make them a solid economic choice for any cattleman.
Beefmaster cattle are not only a great crossbreeding tool for the commercial cattleman, but they are an all-around great breed of cattle. It is the mission of all Beefmaster breeders to strive for breed improvement and provide the best cow to the beef industry.
We got over close to 200 head of purebred Beefmaster registered bulls and cows, and we have a lot of repeat customers, new customers every year, and we supply, you know, the commercial side and the register side. In the last 2 years, I think we've started up 8 to 10 new people of registered breeders, first-time breeders, helped them along the way, showed them how to register those calves and start out, and they've been successful, and they're happy with that, and it just continues to grow in Southwest Missouri. I see the demand for Beefmasters these days. I think the demand has really increased since 2012 from the drought in 2012. There's a lot of my customers that has bought bulls from me in the past, that most of their commercial bulls and commercial cows weren't breeding back, were having eye problems, pink eye problems and stuff from the drought and standing in ponds, and what they wanted to cross that, the Beefmaster bull or Beefmaster cow with their commercial cows or commercial bull, and kind of get more of that heterosis, more hybrid vigor, and just have a healthier calf.
Commercial cattlemen and women across the United States find that adding the extra maternal heterosis that Beefmaster bulls offer to their commercial females is an added benefit, because the female calves they produce have the needed maternal traits for superior replacement females, while the bull calves have the extra weight needed to be competitive in the current marketplace. Beefmaster Breeders United is an association that is committed to the commercial cattleman. The association is dedicated to breed improvement through research, data collection, value indices, and genomic testing. For more information and a look inside how the Beefmaster breed offers the best of both worlds, check them out online at beefmasters.org or like them on Facebook. We want to thank all of our generous sponsors for helping bring you this inside look at Beefmaster cattle. That's all the time we have today. Be sure to check out our website, theamericanrancher.com, or find us on Facebook. For the entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.